This comic didn't just sell well. It sold more than any comic ever had. X-Men issue 1 wasn't just a story. It was an event, and with it, something changed. The X-Men stopped being just a comic and became a global brand. In 1991, X-Men issue 1 broke records, not because of its story, but because of what it represented. New costumes, a split team, a bold new visual identity. This was the X-Men designed to be seen, recognized instantly from across a room. Jim Lee's designs were revolutionary, clean lines, striking silhouettes, iconic color blocking. Every character looked powerful, marketable, unforgettable. And that mattered, because the X-Men weren't just characters anymore. They were symbols. Here's the uncomfortable truth this issue represents. When the X-Men became a global brand, style became part of the message. Spectacle wasn't optional, it was the point. And that shift came with benefits, hero catch, and consequences. This era made the X-Men accessible. You didn't need decades of context. You didn't need to know the politics. You just had to recognize the look. The X-Men became instantly iconic, massively popular, culturally dominant. This issue brought the X-Men to the world, but branding simplifies. Themes of fear, prejudice, and ideology took a backseat to presentation. The X-Men were still about identity, but now that identity had a logo, and when style becomes the entry point, substance has to fight harder to be heard. Every modern superhero brand lives in the shadow of this shift. Merchandise, costumes, visual identity first. X-Men issue 1 didn't cause that trend. It proved how powerful it could be. X-Men issue 1 isn't good or bad, it's pivotal. It shows what happens when a story becomes a symbol, and when a symbol becomes a product. The X-Men didn't stop being meaningful here, but from this point on, meaning had competition. We've looked at heroes defined by pain, by loss, by fear, and by compassion. Here, we look at something else entirely. What happens when identity scales? Because sometimes the biggest transformation isn't in the story, it's in how the story is sold.